All right, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of the Last Place Fireteam Show. Today is what are we? June 8th. Very special day for those some of you joining us here today. Hopefully, it's a lot of you today. So today we're going to be talking about a few different things, maybe one or two stories, but mostly they're just going to be topics. There's no show theme today, so no worries there. So, with that being said, let me introduce our co-hosts. We have.
Hold on, you can keep talking. I got camera issues.
We have Alan here, who has just barely made it to the show, but he's here. Alan, what's going on, man? How's it going?
I made it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm doing a whole moving process right now that took a lot longer than it's supposed to. It's been a whole hectic process. I thought I would have technical issues, but it looks like Chris is the one who has the technical issues. So, but I'm here. I'm ready to do the show. I'm happy to see you guys, and I'm happy to be here.
Sweet. So, what have you been playing this week?
You know me, same as always dropping in a little Apex here and there. I have been playing at 1 hour of Biomutant, and I've been enjoying it. It is a game that kind of takes a little while for it to grow on you. Once you get a couple of the combat moves, I do understand why people's reviews felt like it was very repetitive, because honestly, once you get your like core combo and like your core def moves, you're kind of doing the same thing, and you're literally killing the four of these monsters essentially, and you're kind of running the course the whole time. So it is that kind of game, and that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. But if you're expecting more than that, then that's where you would run into issues where you'd probably be a little bit disappointed. But besides that, I think the game is fun. It runs smooth. I think this is a really good starting point for them, though. I think Biomutant 2 has the potential to be really great. I think this was kind of testing the waters kind of a game.
Okay, how about the world? I know that's the one draw that has me in one of the what do we got going on here? Chris, Chris?
Wait, no.
Who is this?
Huh? Oh, hey. What's up?
Hey, who are you?
The gift genie.
Oh, okay.
Giveaway genie. Sorry. I get paid for a lot of stuff. Chris stepped out for a little bit, so he's he put me in. He told me today's the giveaway day, so I per my contract, I'm here, and I expect $5,000.
$5,000.
Okay.
In my palace later on tonight. You guys signed up. You guys signed up.
Okay.
Aren't you a giveaway genie?
I am a giveaway genie, but giveaway genies gotta live too. Okay.
That's can't you grant us 3 wishes so we can
giveaway genie?
Okay. So giveaway genie, what are we giving away today?
Oh, today we're giving away a mouse that you guys said that you would give away at 50 followers, and from what I see here on Twitch, you have 52, and on YouTube, I think you guys are at 60, maybe a little bit past that. But you met the requirements.
Are you using a computer?
What's that?
Are you using a computer?
I don't know what that is.
Black Magic in the chat says nobody told him that Will Smith was the special guest today.
Is this I'm just playing with stuff on Chris's desk.
Okay. Oh, is there something you would like to say, or will you be back later? Or what's going on?
Oh, no, I'm here for the show, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you're like the special guest then.
Yeah.
Let me reintroduce everybody. Welcome everybody to episode 19. Today we have our co-host Alan and the giveaway genie.
Yeah, giveaway genie.
Sweet. Well, he will be here with us, and then we will announce the winner of the mouse. So, giveaway genie. Let's do you play games? What have you been up to?
Oh, I've been I do play games. I do have like I got one of those PS5s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the system that doesn't have any next gen games? Is that right?
From what I've heard, yes. I mean, they have I've been waiting for Ratchet and Clank to come out, which is this weekend. Looking forward to that. But I've been playing Mass Effect, just beat that today. And oh, look at that.
That thing is ginormous. Jeez. That's the
don't mind the inside, because I haven't painted the inside yet.
That's plastidip, right?
Yeah, it is plastidip.
Nice.
You know what? Actually, Chris, we have a telepath thing. He might be back later on in the show because it is getting a little warm in his room.
Oh,
yeah. So whenever you, yeah, okay. But yeah,
Okay,
I've been playing
sweet.
games.
Well,
I've been chilling and waiting for Ratchet and Clank. That's pretty much it. I just Mass Effect, a lot of Mass Effect. So yeah.
sweet. Yeah. Well, as for me, I've been busy doing my side hustle, little mouse modification, and
Yeah.
just hanging with family. I was at the beach. I don't know if you can tell how red I am.
I mean, you got
I'm
a nice little tan.
pretty sunburned. I'm peeling everywhere, you know. But yeah, it's been really nice just hanging out and relaxing. You know, Florida beaches. You rarely go when you live here, so it's nice to visit every
Isn't
once in a while. And
isn't
then,
that so weird? Like we take it for
right,
granted, I feel. Bro, we
you really
literally do
do.
because I lived in Miami and like obviously one of the like beautiful beaches there and I felt like I went one year where I would go every day and then after that took it for granted.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, I've rarely seen Florida, like, and that's crazy because I've been here over 20 years. But yeah, this next what is it? What is it today? Tuesday. Tuesday.
Yeah.
This Thursday, we're gonna go kayaking down Wikiwachi Springs, which is
Ooh, that's a good
crystal
one.
clear. It's my
Beautiful.
favorite place to go, so I'm very excited for that. So it's a very not very gaming heavy week, just relaxing, vacationing mode. But
It's
it's
very
been
nice.
great.
Yeah, I recently visited Dubai and hung out
Oh,
with some friends there. Yeah, did a little partying
okay.
there. But yeah, I haven't been to many beaches in Florida. I've been to Anna Maria. That's one.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
one of my favorites right there.
yeah. It's a nice place. Been there. Been there a couple
Yendi,
times.
remind me to send you. I have like on Google Maps. I have a bunch of springs and stuff like that that you might like enjoy. So you can go
Okay.
kayaking and stuff like that. I'll send you a bunch of them.
Definitely, definitely. All right, so before we get into the show, let's go ahead and get through some housekeeping and upcoming stuff that we have to talk about. As some of you know, all three of you watching right now, the mouse giveaway is happening tonight, right? You do still have time to sign up, and if you want to do that, just check our YouTube, which you can see in the links down below here on Twitch. You can go there, sign up, do that form, do everything you need to do, and we will later in the show announce the winner of the mouse. So if you're here for that giveaway, just let us know in chat. So just say, "Hey, I'm here from TikTok or whatever," just so we know who's here.
Let us know where you're
Uh,
from.
yeah, where you at? Where you from?
Where you
Uh,
at? Where you at?
Make sure to check out our latest YouTube video, which is a video that Chris did about what you need to know about the Oculus Quest 2. Really cool. Good stuff there. Always good. This week's video is going to be mine. I am still undecided about what it's going to be about. Maybe Battlefield related. I don't know. I already did a Battlefield video, or it might be something completely different. We'll see. You'll find out on Friday. So make sure you check out our YouTube on Friday for fresh content.
It's Sultan
Uh,
is says Florida and yeah, cute.
Sweet. Welcome, welcome. Florida. Wait, this is a computer mouse. Yes, this is a computer mouse. I thought it was a trip to Disney trip. No, no, Disney is trash.
Whoa,
we don't do that here.
that was Yendi who said that, not Alan
Giveaway
or
giveaway
No,
genie
giveaway.
is
Sultan
not
looks
prepared.
offended.
Not prepared for a Disney trip.
Okay. All right. And then also, last thing on the housekeeping, if you want to be a show on a future, if you want to be a guest on a future show of ours, contact us either through Twitter or send us a message or here in chat or whatever. Let us know if you want to be a guest, and we'll try to get you on if everything comes together. So, all right. So normally we first start off with the show stories or topics, but today we're gonna go ahead and start right off with the trivia. So yeah. So at first we didn't know if Alan was gonna make it, so that was not gonna be the case. But thankfully he's here now. Okay, here we go. We have 6 questions today. A total, I believe, 13 points. Fairly easy. You guys know the rules. Just wait. If you're in chat, just don't spoil it because these guys like to cheat sometimes. I'm just kidding. They don't cheat. Okay, here we go. Question number 1 is worth 3 points.
Here we go with this. From what I've heard.
Who were the first rappers to have their very own mainstream video game, and what was the name of the game?
I'll give it
Alan?
Yeah.
It was Wu Tang, and
Okay.
the name of the game was, gosh,
You get 1 point if you get the first part right. If you don't guess the name of the game, it's just
It's
1 point.
it's Shaolin something.
It is. I thought it's not that fighting game with all the rappers and stuff.
No,
Def Jam?
you're thinking about
Oh
Def Jam.
yeah,
It's not
Def Jam.
Jam.
Okay, never mind.
It's
I would've lost.
definitely Wu-Tang, and it's called Wu something Shaolin or something like that.
Okay. I'll
It's
give you
been a
that one.
while,
I'll
but
give you that one. It's
I-
an old. You're correct. It is Wu-Tang Clan, and the name of the game is Wu-Tang Shaolin Style.
See,
But I'll
there
give
we
you that
go.
because you knew
Yeah.
it. You obviously knew it.
Yeah.
So
That sounds pretty
go
dope.
ahead. And,
What system was
Yeah.
it
It
on?
was the game itself is pretty fun. It's
PlayStation,
like-
I believe.
Oh really?
Yeah, PlayStation, and you get to every level you get to be a different member of the Wu-Tang, and it's pretty cool.
That's pretty
Huh.
cool.
Yeah, and then I
Alright,
think
next-
the game after that was Shaq Fu was like the next game with like a special guest kind of person that wasn't in the genre, but yeah.
Question number 2. 1 point. What is the highest grossing arcade game of all time? Alan?
Mrs. Pac-Man.
Okay, I'll give that. Pac-Man. Okay.
Oh, Pac-Man. Okay, same
Yeah,
thing.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I give it
okay.
to him.
Okay.
I was stuck
Number
between.
3.
I was stuck between Tetris and Tetris was a
You know,
yeah,
Tetris would have been the first thing I guessed
yeah.
if I had no idea.
I had Tetris in my head. I was
just
like,
me, though.
Tetris? All right. Anyway.
Question number 3. The word Pokemon is generally understood to be a translation of which Japanese phrase? Alan?
Pocket Monsters.
That's right. Dang, Alan. Killing it. Killing it here. I would expect you to know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Another Pac-Man question.
Wait, Yendi,
This
did
is
you know
worth-
that before writing?
Oh,
the
yeah.
question?
Oh,
Okay. I just
For
wondering.
sure. Oh, yeah. Another Pac-Man question. This one's worth 2 points. Pac-Man ghost enemies are dubbed Blinky, Pinky, and Inky. What is the name of the 4th member?
I'm just gonna raise my hand so I can get
Go
a
ahead.
chance. Pinky, Blinky. Wait, you named 3 of them already, right? Or you said name the last 2?
Yeah, he named 3.
So you said
Name
Pinky.
the last one.
Which one did you say?
Pinky, Blinky, Pinky, and Inky.
Winky.
Good try.
Okay.
Alan?
It's not even. I think it's.
It's
the
probably
odd
not even
bo-
an
it's the
inky
odd
thing.
one, and I don't think it's. It doesn't have an ink. It doesn't have a Y at the end of it. It's like some regular name, but I don't know.
It's
it.
random as hell.
Bob.
Yeah, it's a random name. It's like a
Bob.
regular name, I think.
Any guesses before we move on?
No, I don't know it. I don't.
All right, get ready for this. It is Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde.
Told you. I knew it was like some regular name. Like
What?
I knew
Clyde.
it wasn't. Yeah, I knew it wasn't a.
It's like those
Inky
stupid.
or
There's
like
some movie that's just like, yeah, this is Bob. This is Bob. This is Bob. You'll never guess his name. It's like, is it Bob?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's Tom. And
Yeah.
like, okay. I hate those jokes.
Oh, that one's a little harder than I thought. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
easy one coming up here. Number 5.
I'm getting sweat.
What is the name of the device that can be plugged into a Nintendo 64 controller to make it vibrate? Alan?
The Rumble Pack.
Dang, man, you're just killing it. You're killing it.
Now we're
right.
in my wheelhouse now.
Killing it. Oh, man. All right. This last question is 5 points. Okay. What is the name of the legendary video game designer who created the Mario, Zelda, and Star Fox franchises?
Ooh. No, wait. I can't get what's his face out of my head. I'm not gonna say his name, but
It might be right.
it's not. Screw up. Miyamoto.
What's his first name?
Hi. I don't know.
Everett?
No, hi. I don't know. No, Miyazaki. That's all. I
Alan,
know.
you want to take a shot?
I can't. I don't remember.
I'll give that one to you, Chris, because Miyamoto is correct. It's Shigeru. Miyamoto.
Miyamoto.
There we
Oh,
go.
Shigeru Miyamoto. Okay. Never knew his first name, to be honest.
Right?
I was
yeah.
like, oh,
I
Miyamoto.
think, I want to say he's involved in a lot of IPs for Nintendo, and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
even Pokemon in some capacity.
Well,
Mhm.
he still designs and stuff. He just doesn't release a lot of games. Because I remember
Yeah,
when the
he's
Switch was first coming out, he was talking about like how he made this giant robot fighting game that he was working on,
yeah.
and he
I
has
think he's
nobody else work on it.
transitioned.
He just does it himself.
Yeah, it's crazy. That guy
Yeah.
has crazy brain. But now I think he's just like some kind of
Advisor or
higher
something.
up. Yeah, he doesn't really do
Yeah.
anything. He's just there to give
Yeah.
advice, which is
Like an
a sweet deal. I
overseer.
mean, he's like a Hall of Famer, just
I mean,
enjoying
once you put the
his
time
time.
in, I think you deserve your time to just be like, you know what, I'll oversee and like make sure it's okay.
From what I've heard,
Yeah.
like from what I've read from him and stuff like that, like he's just a humble dude, like very nice
Hmm.
guy. Everybody who sees him is inspired by him, and yeah, man,
He's legendary, man.
yeah,
Legendary for sure.
it's super cool.
Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get into the topics. So for today's show, we only have one news story, and let's actually start with that news story first. And this is something that I thought was pretty cool. It has to do once again with Xbox Game Pass, of course. I don't think we can't not talk about Game Pass here, but Xbox Game Pass. This is from Liana Rupert over at Game Informer. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate teams up with Disney Plus once more. Basically, what you'll get is if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you'll get a 30-day trial to Disney Plus, which is crazy. Because when I
Especially
first
right
saw
now.
the headline, I thought, oh, maybe like a 7-day trial. No, you get a whole month, and with that time, you can watch pretty much all the biggest shows on Disney Plus, which is awesome, right? But then you'll be hooked. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get a 30-day trial, and as long as you have Ultimate, of course. Yeah, what do you guys think? A great deal, obviously, right, Chris?
Awesome
Or
deal.
Sultan?
Oh yeah, awesome
Oh
deal.
yeah, he forgot.
It's just I mean I think it's a great idea. Like obviously if you do it right now, actually just wait. I'll tell you guys this, all right, as a kind of cheat, I guess you could say. Wait 2 weeks because Loki comes out tonight, tomorrow.
If you want to maximize it, it comes out tonight. If you want to maximize it, you want to do it, but hopefully, I don't know when it expires, but if you want to watch the full season of Loki, if you do it on the last week of this month, which would be episode 4, you would get like you said, pretty much. So you would get the 6 episodes you would want. So you want to do it around then because then I think you also would get the season finale of Bad Batch also if you do it at the end of the month.
There you go. But I mean, if you don't get, I mean, you should have Disney Plus. I think right now, the subscription services that you should have is, in my opinion, is HBO, which is expensive. HBO, Netflix, and Disney Plus, and you're all set. Maybe not even Netflix at times. You know what I mean? But Disney Plus has a lot. I watch a lot more on Disney Plus and HBO Max. They have a lot of good movies and all those movie deals that are out. But yeah, with Game Pass teaming up with them, beautiful idea. Gets people in Game. It gives a they always like to give people a little bit more incentive, and I really think that people should be swiping at these deals because eventually it's gonna come to an end where it's just like, all right, here it is. Game Pass is gonna be this amount, and that's it. We've tried to tell you guys. We tried to let you try it out. We gave it to you for $1 for like 3 months. We gave you all these deals. You got EA access.
They're also doing that.
Yeah,
too.
they're still doing that, and you get the EA. It's EA access, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah, well, no, that one they stopped that one. Now
they did?
Now instead of the 4 months, yeah, now you get 3 months, I think, or 2 months.
No, see, you missed out on it.
Yeah, they reduced it.
So swipe on these deals, man. Swipe on these deals if you think it's really cheap and you get your trials. So yeah.
Yeah, and it works as long as you don't have an active Disney subscription. You can still qualify for it, regardless if you've taken advantage of this in the past or not. If you have done a trial before, you can do it once again, 30 days. I mean, that's great. If all you have is time, what else are you gonna do? You're like, it's perfect time to watch some TV.
I would do it, but I don't have to pay for Disney Plus for another year and a half now.
Because you gave up your tickets, right?
No, I did not do that.
Oh,
I did not do that. Well, before Disney Plus came out, there was a thing where if you became a D23 member, which was free, you could sign up for Disney Plus for 3 years for it was like $130.
$100. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was like
$100 something.
120 or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I paid $120, whatever it was, and I have it for 3 years. I don't have to worry about it. So it's great. I love it. I kind of hope whenever it ends that I get another opportunity to try to. I wouldn't want to do a yearly subscription. I would like to pick out like, hey, let's just add on like maybe 2 years, so I don't have to worry about it until it comes up. So
yeah. So you mentioned HBO Max. How much is that subscription, by the way?
it is normally I think
$14.99.
$14.99, but I had a DC Universe subscription, and obviously DC Universe is no more. They partnered or got bought out by HBO.
Well, it's HBO, so that whole Warner Brothers deal was insane. But basically, Warner Brothers and HBO had a deal before DC Universe was created, and then they were just waiting until HBO Max was made to transfer over all of the streaming service stuff anyway. So this was bound to happen, but for some reason, WB, which I'm happy they did because DC Universe had some great shows. Like Titans is great. The Harley Quinn show is great.
Harley Quinn show, if you can watch that, guys, it's fantastic. That show, I've showed 3 people that show. Right, I sat them down. Right, we grabbed a drink, sat them down, watched the first episode, and they would text me the next like couple of days later, and they're like, "Hey man, I binged it all. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good."
What's it called?
It's just Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a cartoon
an animated show. Don't watch it with.
No, not for kids. Not for kids.
Do not watch it with kids. It is a cartoon show, but do not
just watch the first 5 minutes and it'll tell you everything about that show. The first 5 minutes you'll know, okay, this is the tone we're going for.
It is strongly adult related.
Yeah, but I paid I think at the time it was like $75 a year for DC Universe for a full year. Did that, then got an email that was like, "Hey, we're going to be on HBO now, so we're just going to grandfather you in to HBO." So I'm paying cheap right now. I think it was like $3. They were like, "Do you agree to pay $3 a month for HBO Max until your DC subscription runs out?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Sweet.
There's a bunch of streaming service deals, especially when they first come out. Because for me, I don't pay for HBO Max because I'm an AT&T. I have AT&T. So if you have AT&T, and since AT&T owns Warner Brothers, they were giving the first year of HBO Max for free anyway. So I had that deal, and then I also had the DC Universe deal. So yeah,
very nice. What do you think about this this deal with Disney Plus on Xbox?
I mean, it's Xbox doing what they love to give these perks, and these are not the first ones they gave. I remember the first time, one of the first amazing deals they gave, which was great during the quarantine, is they gave 3 months free of Postmates delivery. And like you don't think anything of it, but those
I did
delivery,
that.
Yeah,
I did
those
that.
delivery charges are like $6-7 that you get for free, and like it 100% pays for it. So if you get it, but they also do some cool stuff like the Disney one. This is the second time they were doing that. They also do stuff where you can get in-game stuff, like you can get things for your characters and like Phantasy Star and things like that. Warframe, I think, is another one. The only thing I don't like about the perk system is that some of them are not for PC and they're only to the consoles, but I get it. But the perk system that they have, always take a look at those, because I think they're also doing 6 months of Spotify Premium for free right now too. So if you're not a Spotify user, you want to use Spotify Premium, if you have Ultimate, you actually can get Premium for like 6 months. So and I think that even adds to your current subscription if you already have Spotify. So definitely worth a look at. I love those perk systems. I think they do a really good job with the things that they give, and it's always something I end up using, especially when the things that are outside of gaming. So definitely check them out. It's just enhances the value of Ultimate, which we've always talked about, and it's still the best value in gaming. So
yeah, that is coming from our resident Xbox appreciator, my number one fan.
Listen, I mean, am I lying though? Is it not the best?
No, you are 100% correct, man. That is the best deal in gaming, hands down.
Come on, Nintendo. Yeah. Come on, Nintendo.
Before we go to the next topic, I want to talk about something that Chris reminded me of, and that's adult cartoons, shows, TVs, right? So before the show, we're talking about how the Road to El Dorado, right? Is that the
Yeah.
movie? Had a few adult tones and scenes happening there. Would you care to tell everybody what it is that I just learned that apparently is a thing in that movie?
I think Alan already knows too. The girl that, or so you have the black haired dude, right, with the ponytail, liked
Yeah.
the tribe girl, right? So there's a moment where they're fooling around, right? She tackles him, right? As a kid, you're like, okay, they're kissing. Ooh, cuts the scene, right? So whenever later on somebody comes in and checks on them, I think somebody knocks on the door. So the girl's head, like, so this is the screen, right? Girl's head pops up here, and then the guy comes up this way, and he's like dazed. So you could put two and two together what was going on right there. So
Yeah,
I remember
that's
just
crazy.
that was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and then I watched it again as an adult, and there's quite a few things where I'm just like, oh, like it just clicks. It's so funny. So I wonder how
And I,
parents reacted to that. They're just like, they look at their kid, they're like, do they know what this is? No, we're good. We're
I
good. We're
had
good.
no
We're
idea.
good.
I had no.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it all over again because I had no idea. And then it took me a while to realize it wasn't a Disney movie. And after you saying something like that, I'm like, I see why it's not a Disney movie, or why it's never been on Disney.
I mean, there's a couple.
But
I mean, it's always because they want to have, your parents. A lot of parents are gonna bring their kids to the movies, so I'm sure like they want to sneak in these small jokes to the parents, so the parents could have a laugh. If they catch on to it quickly, they're just like, "Oh my gosh, that's hilarious," and their kid doesn't know. So it's like a small like sneak shot. A lot of movies do it now, and cartoons.
Yeah. TV show in general. I mean, SpongeBob. If you watch SpongeBob now, like there's so many adult undertones. Like, I mean, they did the whole cursing episode, which if you're an
Yeah,
adult, you knew everything they were saying, but as a kid, you just heard whale sounds. So
I
like
remember trying to
whale
figure
and
out, like, I remember like trying to like Google it. I'm like, what's behind the dolphin sound? Like,
yeah.
trying to figure it out.
But like I think that movies and stuff, they always do those undertones. Some of them are more explicit and like out there, especially as an adult. When you watch it, you're like, damn, how didn't I not see that as a kid? But
Yeah.
we're watching movies like so differently as from when we were a kid because we're just there for like the animation and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then as an adult, we're like, oh, wait a second, that's smart. But I mean, it's like Chris said though, for sure, they do have to hide those in there because you're taking you know your kids to these shows and they want to entertain you also because they don't want to off put you to be like, oh, I don't want to watch that because it might not be funny, even though they want to try to entertain both. So I
Yeah.
appreciate them doing that.
A big show that does it too is Rugrats. I remember Rugrats doing a
Oh yes,
lot of
my
that.
favorite.
really,
Yeah. I gotta watch the new one. I mean,
Yeah, on Paramount.
yeah. I
Plus,
mean, if
another
there's a
subscription.
if there's another trial or a big trial, I'll give it a chance. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
all right. So let's go ahead and go to the first topic of the show, and that is going to be what games that never got a sequel but deserved one. Do you have any? I can start off if you guys want. Give you some time to think about. For me,
I bet you.
for
Alan
me,
can
that
guess
would
mine.
be. What'd you say?
I said I bet you Alan can guess mine.
I
Yeah.
know Chris is already.
Mine, and I'm sure you guys will probably guess it too, is actually the Order 1886. I think that game had a lot of potential, right? Great world, great atmosphere, wonderful atmosphere. It was closed in, yes, but if they were just flesh that out once again and just the time period, really, really cool. It's like a Victorian era, steampunk, like futuristic, very cool setting. And it's just, I feel like they had so much untapped potential there with the characters and the world and the story period. And if it just would have gotten, better reviews or just, somehow a sequel to that game would have been on top lists, guaranteed. Like, I still think it's a good game. I don't know. I haven't played it since the PS4 was released, and that seems like it's 15 years ago.
Ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know when that happened, but again, I think the Order 1886 would be one game that I think deserved a sequel, but obviously it flopped, so that never happened. But it's sad. Alan?
My game actually, I just thought of it is actually Sleeping Dogs, a game that was actually received well by critics, and it's the game where you're the undercover cop who gets to, but you're fighting kung fu and stuff like that. So I would have loved to see the sequel to that game. Square Enix made one. It was the person who they made this game, and there was always rumors of it being like a sequel. And I thought if a sequel would come out, it would really get the shine, like the first one would have got the shine that it deserved. And but again, I felt like it is a niche game where it's like not a lot of people like kung fu and like things like that. Like I know there is definitely an audience for it, but Sleeping Dogs I feel like deserved a sequel because the first one was so good. It had some good storylines. The fighting system was great, and I can only imagine how it would look in and even a next gen because I think that was a PS3 Xbox 360 title. So I can just imagine how it would look even if they. I know they made a definitive version, but it wasn't like the definitive editions that we get now, where it's like a complete rework. So I think if they would try to at least give us one of those, maybe it'll get the hype back up. But who knows? But I definitely would have loved to have a part 2 of that game.
I always hear so many good things about the game. I don't.
Yeah.
The issue is the same as always. I just don't have the time. I don't have the
Yeah.
time, and that
Yeah.
sucks.
It
What
sucks,
about you,
but
Chris?
Yeah, you
So,
should definitely give it
a lot of the games that I want actually ended up getting a sequel. There is one in the making right now, but if they don't talk about
Is
it
it
at this
though?
E3, if they don't
Is
talk
it
about it
though?
at this E3,
Oh,
I will
I
give
know
up
which one
on
it
it.
is.
What is it? Go ahead,
Is it
guess.
though?
Beyond Good and Evil
Beyond
2.
Good and Evil 2.
Good and Evil 2. Give me the game. Give me the game.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sick of
knew it
this.
as soon as you were like a sequel, I was like, oh, here comes Chris with Beyond Good and Evil.
So the story behind Beyond Good and Evil for me was they showed a small snippet of it at E3. They showed the trailer, the cinematic trailer that they did, and the guys I was watching the Twitch show that was covering E3. One of the guys they ran and found him. Like they had to find him in the venue because they announced that he didn't know it was coming. He came in. I remember him like heavy breath. He's like, they announced it. Oh my God. Like he was freaking out. Now I remember thinking, I'm like, man, if they're really like serious about this game, I got to go check it out. So I ended up getting on Steam, fell in love with it. And it was a PS2 game. And I think they announced it probably 3 years ago, and I played it and I love it a lot. So technically that one's in the making. So I would give you, maybe in the making. I'll give that to you guys.
It might be. I mean,
it might
that's
be.
a good one because we're never getting it.
But
Well,
I guess you
there
could
was
say
something officially announced, right?
there was, and
Okay.
I actually recently saw another video that they posted a video of gameplay that they didn't even like advertise or anything like that. You can watch them like go through the game and what it looks like. It looks great. Looks like we're not gonna get it for a long time. Kind of like I keep wanting to say Starlink, and it's not Starlink, but Starfield. Yeah, like how we're not gonna get that for. I mean, we'll find out later this week. But another game for me would be Undertale, and I don't count Deltarune as a sequel. I would like another Undertale, or maybe something that goes along with more of Sans' story, if you could do that. But yeah. That's pretty much it. But yeah, give me freaking Beyond Good and Evil 2, because if I don't see it this week, I give up. I give up on it.
If you just go in with the mindset that it's not going to happen, you'll be even more surprised when it does.
I gotta
happen.
believe.
So
just like
just say you're not going to get it, and then when it shows up, you're going to be like,
it's kind of like the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like they're like, oh yeah, we started working on the next part, and I'm like,
yeah.
Alan, do you have any others you want to add, or?
Let's see. I said Sleeping Dogs. I mean, I guess they already made a sequel to this, but I would love if they made a sequel to the sequel, and that would be the Soul Reaver franchise. If they would make another game to that, like I think that would be dope, especially now because a lot of people are craving those puzzle type like action games that we used to have, and that was like the perfect style of game for those. Or if we could get a new Prince of Persia, would be nice also.
that should be
Yes.
That should be like another part of that question. Like, what's another like? It already has a sequel, but you want to see a third game, or the next installment. I think a lot of people on their list would say Portal 3. To be honest.
Oh my goodness! I completely didn't even think about that one.
Oh, I think Splinter
yes.
Cell would be another.
Splinter
one
Cell
too.
would be great. Oh, is it on the show
I did
notes?
read that. What you're about to say.
Okay. Okay. You might know more about it than I do. I took a screenshot of it. I forgot. They're making a tactical game for Splinter Cell, and it's supposed to be multiplayer.
There's a rumor that they're supposed to be making a PvP 3v3 style Splinter Cell game, apparently. So yeah, that's the rumor. They haven't shown it in or anything, but I believe Ubisoft is going to be at E3, so we might see that during
Ubisoft
this
did
weekend.
well because they did Siege, right? So I feel like it would be
Yeah,
if they did it, it would
yeah,
be like kind of more of a Siege style. I mean,
yeah,
they
but
could
it would be
totally do it.
3v3
Yeah, 3v3.
smaller
Yeah,
scaled.
that'd be
So
dope.
I think it'd be cool because I
Yeah.
remember in was it Double Agent, their first one that had multiplayer kind of? I think Double Agent was the first Splinter Cell with that. So it was kind of cool that you could do that. But having that tactical style, I mean, having people having to be sneaky is kind of cool. So, but again, it's all rumors, all speculation. They haven't like confirmed it. Ubisoft hasn't said anything about it, but apparently, someone went deep into the files and got that stuff and then saw it. So we'll see though.
Yeah.
Like I said, this week is the big weeks for all this stuff, and we're going to be getting a lot more of what we thought were rumors being true. Some Chris not getting Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then and
Okay.
so we'll
Yeah.
see.
So,
Bro, if I
yeah,
if I come out of E3 with no Beyond Good and Evil, and then the Switch Pro is not really a thing, and what's another thing I don't want, and
Yeah.
I don't see Halo's multiplayer, I'm crying. You
yeah,
could take back
no,
E3, redo, redo it all, please.
And since you mentioned Prince of Persia, there was actually a news story that didn't make it to the show for tonight, but I will read what they said regarding that game. So this is from the dev team. They said, as you might have already read, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake will not be in the Ubisoft Forward. We are making great progress for our game to release next year, but we are not ready to share any additional information just yet. We will share an update as soon as we are ready. Until then, we wanted to express our appreciation for your continuous support as well as your patience with us on our journey. We're looking forward to the moment when we'll be able to share more with you. I personally am very, very, very excited for Prince of Persia game because I love all that
Yeah.
adventure and stuff, Indiana Jones,
Well,
you know.
yeah.
So,
And I
but
mean,
yeah,
part two was probably one of my favorite games. Warrior Within was so good, so good. When you got chased by the Dahaka, oh, what a game!
yeah, man, I miss games like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for those of you watching, it is now time. We are going to finally do the drawing for the mouse. Now, if you're watching, I need you to listen very carefully. So
Very, very.
I'm gonna pick somebody at random through a number. We have 10 people. Let me double check. Yeah, we have 10 people who signed up and did everything correctly. So, ooh, thunder. If I cut out, then we'll have to do the giveaway some other
Oh
time.
my god, that'd be some shit.
It is. That thunder hit as soon as I said giveaway. All right, so I'm gonna call out your Twitch name, and you have to, just say yes, I accept in the chat to make sure that you're here watching with us. Otherwise, I'm gonna move on to the next person. So make sure you respond in chat. All right, so here we go.
I thought I could find I think I have a whiteboard somewhere. I could have pulled it up. But it's
So I'm doing a random number generator, and each one of you is assigned a number. So I'm gonna go ahead here, hit generate. Number 2. Oh, I'm sorry. You were actually unfortunately disqualified because you entered twice.
Oh no!
Yes. Sorry about it. It's very clear in the rules. If you enter twice, you're disqualified. Your name is there twice. All right, so I'm gonna do it one more time. Generate.
Feels
Number
bad,
1.
man.
All right. Let's see. Number 1 here. Your Twitch name is XFry Daddy. XFry Daddy. If you are in the chat, let us know, please.
X-Fry Daddy. What should we
Come
give?
on, XFry Daddy.
What should we give like a
Best name. XFry Daddy. You are
X-Fry
also Fry Daddy on YouTube and Fry Daddy YT on Twitter. We'll give you about 5 minutes after our next topic. If you don't answer,
yeah.
we'll go ahead and move on. Okay.
Okay,
So,
hold on. Let me type it in the thing real quick.
yeah, Fry Daddy, come on down.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see here. Next topic. we'll just start with Alan here. So everybody knows that games are better with friends. So my question is, was there ever a multiplayer game or co-op game that you were really into and thought was awesome, but your friends weren't, so you stopped playing it? Alan.
Like a game that I loved that was multiplayer and they stopped.
Yeah. Or co-op that you never finished because they just, the interest was completely.
No, the only game I can think of that I played by myself that I wish I did not is Army of Two. It's the only game I can think of that I played like because I know you could play that game with you could have played that game with another person, and I don't think anyone else wanted that game or liked that game, but I loved it and I played like it all the way through, but I was playing it with an AI. So if I
Oh.
had to go with a choice, I think it was that game. And both of them were great to me. Like they were just fun shooter ups and I played both those games completely by myself. So
And that was
I
a
don't
strictly co-op game, right? Like that's
yeah,
what it
it
was
was a
made
two.
for.
Yeah, it was two players. It's one it's EA has that weird niche with those style of games, like because they all of the games that I've played or heard about that they make those two-player co-op style games are all good because Chris said It Takes Two is great, and then you have
A Way Out.
No Way Out was great. So like I just feel like they could continue making these games where they just make two players. But that game Army of Two was I loved it. It wasn't the best game, but the fighting was great. Like the dialogue between the two were like they were really funny. It was a good game.
Yeah,
So
Alan
I
actually
think
took
that would be my answer.
Alan actually took mine, and then the little clip scenes of like
Yeah.
you would like be back to back, and you guys would start shooting,
Yep.
and then he would
It
flip
was
over.
so
Oh, it's so
cool.
cool. Yeah,
So cool.
that was a
I
really
never
good
I never
game.
played that one, but it always
Yeah.
always seemed very very cool. And I love co-op games because as I said, games are always better with friends. It just adds
Yep.
that extra immersion. So for me, it was actually Battlefield 4. Uh, we usually have the same group of people that play Battlefield games, and as we all know, the initial launch of Battlefield 4 was not great. So
Mm-mm.
even then, it was really hard to keep those people playing the same game at the same time with it being such a mess. But eventually, unfortunately, they just dropped one by one to the point where it just wasn't as fun because it's a different thing when you have a full squad of people uh, than it is compared to like playing with randoms. Like you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't. There's no teamwork. When you have teamwork
No.
in Battlefield, man, that is like such a cool feeling to just wreck other squads or just get the objective done. But
So
unfortunately, yeah,
satisfying.
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
and it feels like you're actually like in war, which is so
Hmm.
cool. It's
Like
just
get them.
so much more immersive, and
Yeah.
that's where those Battlefield moments happen. But yeah, for me, those Battlefield 4 and just I mean, it screwed up. It got good later on, but at that point, my group of friends just weren't into it anymore. So therefore, I had to stop, and so I didn't like playing with randoms. Chris, what about you?
Like I said, mine was Army of Two. That was a fantastic game. I'm trying to think of another one. Um, I can't think of one. I can't think of one.
It's like,
Maybe
we
the
can just move on.
maybe the Ratchet and Clank multiplayer. Not a lot of people played that. Whenever that
There was
was
multiplayer.
there was a multiplayer in
What?
Up Your Arsenal, and that one was yeah, that one was dope. Like it
I see what
was,
they
you
did
had
there.
little bases and stuff like that. It almost like was like a kid's version of Halo. Like you had gravity boots, you could grind across. It was a really cool platform. If you YouTube it, I'm sure you could see some multiplayer gameplay. That was dope. Um, but then again, not a lot of people did online for PS2 and stuff like that because it was a place. And then I did local, like you'd bring the game over to your friend's house, and we play a little bit. But a lot of my friends didn't like that. They'd rather just play Halo. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a big game.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Knockout
All right.
City, Yendi.
Knockout City. Oh, I never heard of it. Sorry, man. Anyways.
Ooh.
Hey, look. That game it does look like a lot of fun, but like as I said, it just seems like one of those games that I would play once or twice, and then I just wouldn't care for it after a while. It was actually the same way with Rocket League for me. I love Rocket League, but once people started getting good at it, and I realized I was trash, like it's no fun for me after that. and for some reason I could never get my car off the ground anymore. Like what? I don't know. I don't know what the issue was. I just couldn't get it off the ground.
One button, Yendi.
Yeah, exactly. But the combination of doing it all together, I was just complete booty hole, as I say at it. Yet just bad. But my friend Ryan, which I've played with, Chris, he is so good at maneuvering in the air. I was like, how do you do that?
That's how my friend
insane.
Alex is. He's the savior basically. While we're all running around trying to push the ball, he's the guy that's just like, if the ball's up in the air, here he comes from across the map and just
dunks man. I don't get it. Like, how do you do it?
Because my friend Isaac is that way. Yeah. He's like amazing.
You just need one. You just need one person on your team to do it. You better do it.
Insane, man. All right, so Fry Daddy has had plenty of time to go ahead and claim it, and he has not. Therefore, he forfeits.
Can I have Google?
Okay.
Can I have Google pick a number?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. One between 1 and 10, right?
One. Yeah, there's 10 entries. Right. Sorry, 9, because 1 is a double.
Oh, gotcha. Hey, Google.
Well, now 8 because you can't pick.
Yep, 8. Right? You're right.
Pick a number between 1 and 8.
It should have been 3 through 8.
6.
Random number. 6.
6.
It is
Carrie Irwin 92. Oh, sorry. His Twitch is That Guy Scream. That Guy Scream.
If you're in the chat, get in here.
Wait. I know him, right? We know him.
We'll have to have him on the show one day too.
Yeah, I know.
YouTube username That Guy Scream. Twitter That Guy Carry. If you're in the chat, let us know, please. Claim your prize. Say yes, I accept, and then we can go on from there. Until then, let's actually talk about the game you were talking about earlier, there, Chris. Ratchet Clank. So
yeah, man. The
new game is receiving crazy good reviews. It's got, let's see, from EGM 10 out of 10, Eurogamer recommended, Game Informer 9 out of 10, GameSpot 9 out of 10. Let's see, PlayStation Universe 7.5 out of 10. Okay, that's a little low, but still.
PlayStation Universe?
Yeah.
Get them.
Yeah.
You know why they did that? They were like, we don't want to show favoritism, so let's put it at
whatever.
That's always how it is. So I've only played a little bit of some free Ratchet and Clank game that they had for PlayStation Plus on the PS4.
It was the one
and I enjoyed it.
Reboot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was cool. I as you know, I don't care for platformers, but 3D platformers I like sometimes. It's a nice way to spend time and just relax, and I like the collecting part of those games. Oh, there goes Scream. He Chris looking fine. All right. That Guy Scream. Do you accept? Oh, boom. There you go. Excellent. All right. So we will contact you through the email that you provided. And then we'll get that mouse over to you. So congratulations.
Congrats, man.
Sweet. So
good job, Carrie.
So with that being said, let's keep going here. So I've only played a little bit of Ratchet Clank, so I'm not very knowledgeable on that. What do you think? Are you surprised by the reviews, Chris, at all?
I'm not, man. Whenever I saw what does it say? Sorry, I got distracted a little. Thank you. You're good, man. Whenever I saw the first gameplay video and I saw how it was a big clip, man. The lasso, like the time portal opens up and he lassos it and he drags it in. And it's just that transition of like you being in the next world. I was like, what? And then there was a whole sequence. The one that sold me was Ratchet jumps off of a ledge and he's going through all these different dimensions. And it's during the gameplay. It's not a cutscene. He's just dragging and he's cutting through and it's just smooth transit all the way through. They go all the way through and it's a smooth transition all the way. There's no lag or anything like that. Like, this game's going to be beautiful. And also I love Ratchet & Clank is known for their weapons. In the remake or the reboot that came out for the PS4, I recently beat it before the new one. And they didn't have a lot of funny guns. They had the Sheepinator, which was a famous weapon from the past. That one was probably the most expensive weapon in the game, and you spent majority of the game trying to get it. You wouldn't get it till probably close to the end. That's when you can turn your enemies into a sheep and they just run around and stuff like that. It's really cool. But with they've been showing what is it called? Teasers of the latest gun that they're gonna put in the game. And if you guys have seen it on Twitter, there's all these games that were losing items. So they had Uncharted, they had a Jeep falling through a portal, they had Sly Cooper falling through a portal, they had who else was it? Sunset Overdrive. There's a piece of Sunset Overdrive falling through a portal, stuff like that. So people thought they were making these games. So they were like, "Oh my gosh, all these games are being made." It was just Ratchet and Clank saying like, "Hey, we have a gun that's going to be pulling items from these games into the world." So because there's all these different dimensions, there's a dimension gun that you're going to get, and when you shoot it, something's going to come out from one of those games, and I think it's perfect. I can't wait to play it. Literally, I have the PS5's ready to go. Got the nice TV with 120 hertz ready to go, and then I recently also bought one of the lightings that you put in the back that the camera angles towards your. There's a camera on the screen, so like anytime like say like it's like purple is fading off on the screen, the lights change like all the way through. So it just kind of follows the screen lighting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
okay.
how to
I've heard of
explain
that.
it. But yeah, so I will be playing that on Friday in the dark, and I will not be leaving the living room for a while. So yeah, very
Nice,
excited.
nice. Yeah, I saw that whole was it the last level you said, right?
Yeah.
That pull stuff in from other games. Genius. I mean, I wish they would do this more often and just use their all their games and IPs more. Nintendo especially needs to do this. That'd be cool because they have probably the biggest collection of IPs. But that is such a cool idea. I would love to see something from Uncharted there just randomly pop
Oh
up.
man,
Like that alone would get me to at least try the game, you know? And
Yeah.
besides the fact that it's one of the only few true next gen games, But
Yeah.
that very cool.
And
Alan,
I also
what do
think
you think?
real
Yeah,
quick,
sorry.
last thought is I think if since this one is so successful, I think you can start bringing back. You can make another Crash Bandicoot. You can make another Jack and Daxter. What's another one? Sly
I
Cooper.
mean, they
all
just
those
made a
games.
new Crash.
Well,
Crash
yeah, they
4
did
came
make a
out.
new. Yeah, but I'm just saying that they can continue making them. Like
Yeah.
people want these games still. There's still a story to tell. You can just reboot it. Jack and Daxter, maybe not so much. You could find something there, but I love those games. The way it's going is this is going to be a huge knockout. This is one of the first games I said I would pay $70 for it to be a PS5 exclusive. I'm fine with it. So yeah, but go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Sony is known for this. They don't usually fail at making their own titles. So from what I heard, Returnal was amazing. Also, I haven't played it because I just don't want to pay $70. I might do it for Ratchet and Clank just because I know what you're gonna get from most Sony-led studios. So if Sony has their foot in it or something like that, you're going to get a high quality product, and they're just great. They have the market for these solo player, like these single player games. It's just I can't think of one in recent memory that they've missed on that. Like I was just like, oh, that game is going to be terrible. Like I mean, you think of it like God of War. You've got Ghost of Tsushima. Now you have this like Returnal. They don't really miss on these single player style games. So them getting like 9s and 10s and knocking it out of the park, I kind of come to expect that from Sony, you know what I mean, because they've given us a track history of so many great single player titles. So I'm happy because there have been titles that have been disappointing us. So I'm just happy that I can rely on Sony, that I know it doesn't matter how long it takes. When it gets here, it's going to be great. So I definitely want to, show support. So I'm probably going to get it on Friday. I might stream it a little bit and stuff, but I'm not surprised at all because it's what Sony does.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, eventually, when I get a PS5, 16 years down the line,
Soon.
I'll get it. So yeah, I did just send a screenshot of the people who entered to our fellow co-hosts, so they can verify that the correct person was used.
Yes.
Yep.
As I see. Okay, sweet. Just so everybody knows, and if you need be, I could post this with everything blurred out to show. But yeah, everything was legit. Just so you guys know.
And also, again, thank you guys for having me. See you guys on the next giveaway. Chris is knocking at the door, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gotta
Okay,
go.
sweet.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you in a
All right,
second.
giveaway.
So,
Genie.
Alan, while the
Giveaway Genie's
giveaway Sultan is going.
leaving.
Let me ask you the next and final question of the show. So midnight releases, right? Have you ever waited in line for a game's midnight release, and which was the most memorable and why?
Have I ever waited for a midnight release? First of all, they need to bring midnight releases back. I know we live in this digital complex, but one of
We'll
my
never have that
favorite
again.
things, I know, one of my favorite things in the world was going to get games at midnight and finding out which store was going to do it. And some GameStops that I know tend to have really had the GameStops that I knew used to like adapt to these things, right? So like you used to have like a whole party after the store closed and stuff like that. My most memorable one, I will never forget it, is Halo 3. As
Oh
soon as
yeah.
yeah, Halo 3, I mean, and a close second would be Wrath of the Lynch King. But Halo 3, I remember it like it was yesterday. That like just the line, just how many people were there, how many people were talking about it, like and how excited people were sharing gamer tags so they could play when they get home and stuff like that. Like it was one of the most surreal experience. It felt like one of, I was at a convention and it was literally just a Halo 3 release. Like, you know what I mean? But there were so many people outside, so many people having conversations with Halo t-shirts and do you guys want to be in clans? Like, let's do this. Like, hey, do you do this? Like, I know how to do this. Like, it was one of the most insane experiences I've ever had. And I just remember picking up my copy at like, because this GameStop was really smart. What they did was they just gave everyone numbers and they kind of did the pre-sale thing. So like you could, even though you couldn't have the game at 12 o'clock, you could sell you could sell it. And if you could sell it and give them the receipt. So that way they did the whole line. They gave everyone their receipts. Like everyone went in and paid for it. And then at the, like, as soon as it hit 12 o'clock, they were literally like,
Just
if you had a
passing out games,
receipt,
yep.
they were just passing them out. So people, and then I just remember like people running to their cars, or like at the time I didn't have a car, I had my bike. So I was like, I like threw that thing on my bike and I was like zooming out of there, like to get to the house to start playing and like start leveling up, like, or play I remember I had to play the story because I needed to know what happened next because we were finishing the fight. So like I wanted to finish the fight. So
Yeah.
I remember, and then I played it. I probably played it literally like 6 hours straight because I think I beat it that day, and because I remember it was mine at 6 or 8 hours, right? It wasn't anything
It's
like
not that long. No.
crazy, but I remember doing that epic heart war
Warhog run.
warthog scene at the end when you're driving through the dude. It was what, like I said, I will never forget. I can literally detail that whole day. It's Halo 3.
Did you guys
No
ever?
question.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever stop at the grunt at the end?
Yeah,
I
You guys
did.
know that? Yeah,
I did, yeah.
all the time. All the time. I would stop off. Oh, those are so. Also, I think Halo 3 also had. I want to say it was Halo 3. They brought in the red versus blue guy, Rooster Teeth, and you could drive. There was a little corridor you could drive, and there was a soldier knocking on the door, and it was Caboose, and he's like, "Password," and he's like, "What password?" He's like, "Let me in," and he's like, "I can't let you in without the." It was like a small clip. I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah, Bungie was known for their Easter eggs. Black Magic says GTA midnight release. Ooh,
I remember
Yes.
that because it was like was like the streets were crazy. It was like
it was like GTA.
no, I mean it was what Black Friday. It was like everybody was out. Oh my gosh, people were going nuts. For me, my parents, whenever I was younger, my parents didn't like midnight release. One, my parents weren't big on video games. They didn't like me playing them.
Before you
ahead.
keep going, we just realized something, and that's midnight releases aren't going to happen again. Like that's the thing of the past now because everything's digital. How sad is that, right? Anyways,
Really
yeah.
Yeah,
It's really sad. I've come to grips with that because it used to be the same thing with movies. Also, like I used to go watch movies at 12 o'clock. Like all that when Marvel was first coming out.
Yeah.
I remember watching Iron Man at 12. Like it wasn't no 6 p.m. the day before. It was literally 12 o'clock. You had to go in line and you would watch your movie at 12 o'clock. Period.
I remember one of the Avengers. Like
all taken away.
I sat in the aisle. Like I sat on the steps. There was no seats. There was no seats. Everybody like
Dang.
they were like, you could buy the next ticket. And I was like, no, I'm sitting right here. Yeah. But for I think the last midnight release I went to was actually Kingdom Hearts 3. That was the very last one for me. But my parents didn't like they don't like video games a lot. To this day, my mom's just like, you still playing those games, blah blah blah. But she sees what I do now. But whenever I started working for GameStop, that's when I started going to midnight releases. And I always, as a kid, wanted to go to the Call of Duty ones because I used to read the stories of like the people actually like bringing out tents and sleeping. And me and my buddy Tyler, rest in peace, man. Always had a dream of like getting a tent and like actually staying up for one of the midnight releases and going through that like the day before, just go and set up shop. I think he actually did it. And I couldn't go. He actually did one.
Oh,
But
no.
yeah. So the first midnight release I went to I think was Black Ops 3, and the GameStop I went to actually brought out a TV. Or they went to Rent Center and got a giant TV, and we played. They played multiplayer in the GameStop until the midnight release. So everybody was playing, hanging out, 1v1s, all this other stuff. It was really cool, man. And I think the coolest one I've ever been to was for Star Wars Battlefront. And they were giving away the standees that were in the store. So there was
cool.
they had like a giant X-Wing standee that they had, and they were just raffling stuff up because they had to get rid of it. Like whenever I worked at GameStop, they were like, they literally held it off to the side because some people would come in and be like, hey, can I put my name down for that?
I used to take all of them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm so upset.
I used to have a lot of stuff.
I used to work at GameStop also. That was my first job. But I had all of those, and like in the moving process of like I would kill to have the ones that I had, because I had a Master Chief, I had Kratos, and like now that like I'm in the process of maybe getting a house, I would like just think about like, man, those would have looked great in a media room of just these two big like cutouts of Master Chief and Kratos. So I might have to go online and try to get one of those for sure.
But I do remember going to like I said, I wasn't allowed to go to the midnight releases, but I would go spend the night at my buddies' houses. Like they would go and get the game at midnight, and then I'd just go over. Like my dad or my mom would drive me over, drop me off, and then we'd play like the Halo 3 release. I remember we played that. I couldn't go to the midnight release, but I best believe I spent the night at my friend's house. We played for a long time. And that's when we found out about Forge and stuff like that too. And I was like, but we went into multiplayer, and then that's when the addiction for Forge came way later on, and I spent way too much time in it. But midnight releases, man, I'm gonna miss a lot. It's just a crazy world, man. Even whenever I got my PS5, it was like midday, and people were like, I had to park in front of the GameStop, and there was people waiting outside, bro. And I'm like, bro, I can't tell who's about to like just try to and take my PS5 and come at me. So it's just a crazy world. I can see why they don't do it anymore. I do miss kind of like I think they can still do like the 7 p.m. release. Yeah, 7 p.m. releases. They used to do that because they knew like, oh, well, they're going to get these games and then they have to download them. So they're not going to be like, by the time they download them, it'll be midnight. So like, just give it to them. So I will miss those though.
Yeah. For me, it was actually Halo 3 as well. I remember this is the most memorable night because I remember it was me, Chris Ambrose, and I think Guy was there, and we were all drunk. Like we had pregame for the release, and we drove over there in Ambrose's Jeep at the time, and we stood in line, just being those obnoxious guys, man. We were those people. We were those jerks, and we were just excited and drunk and just ready to go. We finally got it. We got it quick. We got it really. I don't know what it was, but we got it sooner than everybody else. So as soon as we did, we took our games and flashed it in people's face, right? Like, look, we got it. You're still in line, knowing full and well that we could get our asses kicked if possible. But with Guy and Ambrose taller than me, they're not gonna,
especially with Ambrose, bro. No, heck no.
Yeah. So then we got in his Jeep, and once again we got out the window with our games. Like, fuck you, we got this before you do. We got this before you do. So that was definitely the most memorable.
That was you?
Yes. As soon as we got home, we went to Ambrose's apartment at the time, and we played, and I believe we almost finished the entire game. And it's, man, because we used to have Halo nights every day after work. After we got home from doing shows, I would go to his house. They would come over to mine. It was just a frat house, pretty much, it seemed. and best time of my life. You know, we were all really good. We were all really, really good at Halo. I was. It came down to me and Ambrose being the top two, and I think I scooped in just a little bit. Like we did game battles and everything together. That
Oh,
we
nice.
man, we were killing it at the time. But definitely Halo 3 is the one that stands out in my mind. And then I think GTA 5. No, GTA 4 was another one that we stood in line with for. But I wasn't a GTA fan at the time. I had never
Really?
finished or played a campaign. Period. I had played a little bit of just just messing around in the city, but I never finished anything. But I went with Ambrose because he was excited for that one. But I mean, man, it's just we'll never have that many people waiting for something or that excited for something because everything's digital now, and that's just another one of those things that's just never gonna happen again because times have changed and it
Yeah.
sucks.
I'm waiting to see how
But
Black Widow is gonna do because I'm gonna go see it when it releases, and that's the one that I'm
Um,
gonna really realize like, oh shoot, like maybe people.
no, everybody's coming out for those.
You think
Like,
so?
yeah, dude. The thing is, Disney did what they did purposely because they knew they were already reading the guidelines, kind of. Because now AMC, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, and they're already loosened up the restrictions for the people sitting in between you. So like you can sit next to strangers now. So as soon as July hits, it's like it's going to be prime time for everyone to go watch a Marvel movie because that is something we legit haven't seen in 2 years. Like we haven't seen any Marvel movies in 2 years. So I do think it will take us a little hit because some people are going to watch it at home, but I think that movie is going to be like the
Oh wait,
because remember
are they doing the Disney access for that movie?
they are doing the yeah they are.
Oh, okay.
But it again, I don't think it's going to matter because people are not going to pay $30, and also it's going to be like Fourth of July weekend, so people are going to be like looking for some more stuff to do besides Fourth of July, and I feel like it's just going to do great,
Wait, when does it come out?
especially July like
I thought
third,
it was
fourth,
July
or
9th.
second, or 9th. Yeah,
Okay, I
the
was about to say
following
because I'm doing
weekend.
a show. I'm doing a show the 4th, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get. I mean, we'll talk after the show because
Well,
we'll
I'm
fun.
going on the 8th because that's the 9th is always the day the day after. They actually start. This is what we were talking about with midnight releases.
Yeah, they
Now
started at like
don't show
7
movies
p.m.
yet.
Yeah,
You can watch the movie on the 8th now. So, or the Thursday before the movie actually releases. So
yeah. I'll
that's
get
the day
with you.
I'm gonna
I'll get
watch.
with you. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll figure something out. But yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
sweet. Well, we have come to the end of our show. Before we go, do you guys want to say anything? Anything you want to
Yeah.
tell the people
Just
here?
congratulations to Carrie for winning the mouse giveaway. Thank you guys for your support on that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We're trying to hit these goals so that we can continue to do things like this. So, the quicker we grow, the more, we want to try to give back to you guys to show our appreciation. So, like, it's something we do appreciate from you guys. So, being able to, show that appreciation is nice for all of us, I believe. So, and yeah, that's pretty much. I didn't think I was going to make
We
it today, but
appreciate it,
I'm
JoJo.
happy I did. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
happy I was
Came
able
in
to come
clutch.
here.
Literally at
Yeah, I'm
58.
happy I was able to make it. So
It's
it's been a whole
7:58.
process, and I'm just happy I made it. So that's it for me.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and Carrie, for the giveaway, I'll be contacting you via the Last Place Fire Team email. I will give you a few extra customization options, paracord, maybe switches. I don't know how much you know about giving mice, but just keep an eye out for an email from us over at Last Place Fire Team, and then I can get that shipped out to you as soon as possible. So
Yeah, and then
yeah, Chris,
yeah, also wanted to say thank you to you guys. Thank you for all the support. It means a lot to us. 19 episodes. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Can't wait to do more with these guys and try to get more of that content out for you guys. It's all fun, and we definitely want to get you guys involved. Like we said, if you want to be on our show, we love to have guests and stuff like that. Just shoot us an email or a message on Twitter, and we'll set you up for a show. It'll be a lot of fun. And then also E3. I'm gonna be working a lot this week, but I know on Sunday. Keep an eye out on my Twitter. On Sunday, I'm gonna live stream and just hang out and watch the Nintendo Direct that they're gonna have. So yeah, come hang out with me and watch some E3 stuff. It's literally just chilling and talking about video games.
Yeah.
Go
And
ahead.
just to add to Chris's point, we'll probably be doing like no, some of us will probably like do like a quick talk of some of the things we see while the week releases. So if you guys just look out on our Twitter and stuff like that, because like we said earlier, that this month is just going to be ridiculous with titles, and I know that sometimes we don't, even us, we don't want to wait till Tuesday to talk about them. So we'll probably just be like, hey, I got to talk to you about this right now. So you might see a combination of both, like, me and Yendi, or me or Chris, or all three of us. So just be on the lookout on that too. And, if you guys enjoy our content, share it and stuff like that so other people can see it. We really appreciate it. Even if it's just one share, it can go a long way because you never know who might pick it up. So definitely check us out.
And then if
Yep.
you guys could, for me, one last favor, okay? For all my last placers, I need you guys, before you go to bed, right? I need you to put your hands together like this and bow your head, all right? And say, please, E3 gods, give Chris Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then go to sleep, okay? I would
I didn't
really,
know this was gonna
I
happen.
would
knew
really
you were gonna
appreciate
do
it.
this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, and with that, thank you very much for watching episode number 19 of the Last Place Fire Team Show. We'll be back next week. Until then, everybody stay safe, and Last Place Fire Team out.